This is not breaking news. This is not a scandal. This is not about one person. This is the moment where the system, the very one designed to hold power accountable, is beginning to break. A quiet failure creeping over time, unnoticed by many. But make no mistake, it is happening. And when the system fails, it doesn't fail in dramatic, obvious ways. It fails slowly, quietly, until it is too late to turn back. The choices made in these moments, the choices that seem small now, will determine how this crisis escalates. What's happening right now is not just about a single presidency. It's about a much deeper problem, one that has been ignored for too long. And we're reaching the point where that failure can no longer be ignored. If you think things are bad now, hold on. It's only just beginning. Pause, stay with me, because this is about to get real. What you think you're seeing isn't the full picture. The problem isn't just about the people in power right now. The real problem is much bigger. Power, in the way it operates, in the way it influences everything around us, is no longer controlled by the people we elect. It's controlled by the system itself. The system is now designed to protect itself, not you, not me, not anyone. And right now, it's actively pushing decisions and outcomes that ensure its survival, even at the cost of everything else. The question is no longer about who's in charge. The question is who is allowing this system to continue, who is feeding it, and who benefits when it does. It doesn't matter if your candidate is in the White House. It doesn't matter if Congress is red or blue. The system is in control, and it's been working behind the scenes, ensuring that nothing truly changes. We've been trained to focus on the loudest voices, the ones at the front of the cameras, the ones giving speeches, but the true players aren't the ones you see. They're the ones pulling the strings, setting the stage for what comes next. Pause. And what's coming next? It's far worse than anything you've been told. This change didn't happen overnight. It wasn't an event, a sudden decision, or a breaking story. It happened quietly, over time, and that's what makes it so dangerous. You weren't supposed to notice it at first. Little by little, decisions were made, small compromises, all justified by good intentions. But those compromises built on each other until they became the system we're stuck with today. Look at the way we've normalized dysfunction. What used to be unthinkable is now just part of the conversation. The erosion didn't come in one massive wave. It came piece by piece. A bill passed here, a regulation overturned there, a system corrupted quietly until it became something else entirely. We've reached a point where the things that should have shocked us no longer do. What was once a red flag is now a dull hum in the background. We're so used to it that we don't even blink when it happens again. That's what the system wants, for you to stop questioning, for you to stop seeing the slow decay, to stop noticing that it's eating away at everything. Pause, but you can't ignore it forever. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, it does. You see, the system doesn't just sit back and let itself fall apart. It fights back. And it does it through force. The riots? Just the beginning. The violence? It's escalating. And law enforcement? They're scrambling, trying to keep up. The National Guard is already on standby. But that's not the real danger. The real danger is the chaos spreading like wildfire, out of control, out of anyone's hands. This isn't some isolated event anymore. It's a movement born out of desperation, out of anger, out of the system's refusal to change. And the people pushing it aren't the ones you see on TV. They're the ones behind the curtain, the ones making sure it all goes according to plan. Pause. The stakes just got higher, and they're about to go even higher. But here's where it gets real for you. This isn't just about politics. This is about your life. When the system starts to crumble, it's the people at the bottom who feel it first. The ones who didn't ask for any of this, who just want to live their lives. But they're the ones who will pay the price. You'll see the violence in the streets, the destruction, the fear, but it's the quiet moments that matter most. It's the families, the communities torn apart by a system that can't even keep its own house in order. How many of you have felt that fear creeping in? That moment when you wonder if this is all going to fall apart, you can see it in your neighbor's eyes. You can hear it in the conversations at work, in your inbox, in the news. We're all wondering the same thing. How much longer can this go on? It's not just a matter of politics anymore. It's about survival. Pause. Because when the system falls apart, it drags all of us down with it. And it's not just here. It's everywhere. When a system this broken starts to collapse, the impact doesn't stop at the borders. It ripples out, affecting everything. Allies start to question, is the United States still stable? Enemies start to see opportunity. Is this our moment? The world is watching. They're watching every move, every tweet, every statement, and what they're seeing is a country tearing itself apart from the inside. International markets are already feeling the effects. Investors are pulling out. The uncertainty is growing, and so is the fear. When the very foundation of the most powerful country on earth starts to shake, it sends shockwaves through the global order. And we're only beginning to see how deep those shockwaves go. Pause. The world is bracing, and you should be too. So, where does this go from here? What happens next? There are three paths we could take, and none of them lead back to normal. Asterisk, asterisk. The first path, asterisk, asterisk, adjustment. A slow, painful attempt to pick up the pieces. Maybe some reforms, maybe some accountability, but the damage is done. The system will never be the same. It will limp along, barely functional, until the next crisis hits. And the cycle will begin again. Asterisk, asterisk, the second path, asterisk, asterisk, erosion. A complete breakdown of trust. People stop believing in the system altogether. Politicians stop pretending they care. The institutions become hollow shells, more about appearances than function. Everything decays, but no one has the courage to rebuild. Asterisk, asterisk, the third path, asterisk, asterisk, rupture. The system shatters. Everything we've known, everything we've depended on is destroyed. New forces take over. A new order emerges, but it's not the one we hoped for. It's something darker, more chaotic, and much harder to control. Pause. So which path will we take? No one knows yet. But the clock is ticking, and we're getting closer to an answer. This is where we stand. A country on the edge, a system teetering, a crisis accelerating, and no one knows how this ends. Will Trump resign? Will the 25th Amendment be invoked? Will the system collapse entirely? Or will we find some way to survive, to adjust, to rebuild? All I know is this. The moment we're in right now, it's unprecedented. We've never been here before. And every hour, every minute that ticks by brings us closer to a breaking point. The decisions made in the next few hours will define the future. So the question isn't just what happens to Trump. It's what happens to all of us. Will we let the system keep running us into the ground, or will we finally take control? Pause. This story isn't over. And it's up to you whether you're going to keep watching and asking the questions that need to be asked, because what happens next? It's on all of us. Make sure you subscribe, because the world is changing, and it's happening now.